Okay, we're back now. Post-game here from the Hat Parker Arena. Silverbacks are winning this one 3-2 in overtime. Jordan Kiss with associate coach Dwight Lee. And Dwight, I feel like I've said this pretty much every time after a loss now. I'm starting to sound like a broken record. But once again, Kings there in the third. They had a lead going into this third period. And once again, just a flat third period. And you end up getting a 1 point, but it's probably a game where you probably shouldn't have had two.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Pretty good effort through the first 40 and a couple of errors there in the third period, and yeah, it cost us the point.
And we've been here, many times before. Is it starting to get frustrating now that this is, I guess, now the 9th time this season you've gone in with a chance of the third and haven't been able to get the job done?
Yeah, it's getting frustrating. I mean, we're trying to clue in on areas that we can address there, and so we can get the results and the process that needs to be in place to close these games out and come away with the 2 points. But yeah, it's frustrating. It seems like we've lost every way that you can lose, and I feel like we're learning and getting better, and our play is getting better. But yeah, it's certainly not the results that we wanted up to this point, and don't feel like our record sort of is true to what we've produced as a team. But yeah, it's up to us to improve on it and right the ship.
Do you think this team's now is getting close to figuring out, because you're now 12 games into the season and you've been in this position enough times to kind of know what to expect and know how to play in the third period? I
think so. I think we're on the right track. I mean, like, just our 5-on-5 play, how we enter the zone. I like, we had some good O-zone time, good forecheck presence there, and defensively we had played a pretty good defensive game, and so I think we're on the right path here.
And I think it seems like this Kings team kind of did what they wanted to do today. Going into this one, you wanted to play simpler, a lot more cleaner, and I think you guys were able to accomplish a lot of that. I wouldn't say too many errors that kind of led to goals. The first goal against was a deflection, right? That happens, and then that tying goal in the third, kind of a pass just gets through the legs of the defenseman, and it leads to an odd man rush.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the first one, the guy's off to the side of the net and gets a stick on it, and great tip, but. Yeah, like, certainly, kind of giving up a point shot that's not going to hit the net, and then it turns into they get a good stick on it, and kind of a tough one there. But yeah, and then in the third period, kind of I got to watch the video on it, but yeah, like we stepped up, the puck got by our D, and then we're odd man rush against. So yeah, we'll take a look at that.
Yeah. Sure. So you mentioned a good opening 40 minutes, and again we've same story. Good opening 40, which is a nice change of pace from the last 4 games. You get off to the 1-0 lead at the end of the period on another power play goal from Alexei Van Hukachero. Now 9 on the season, 8 of them on power play. What's been with him and the power play this year, and how has he just become so successful early on?
Yeah, I mean, like, his spot on the power play, he's kind of down low beside the net, and he's got good edges, and he's able to when he gets that goal line pass, he's able to spin into the scoring area, and him and Luch are able to work the puck across to one another down low, and so yeah, he's got a good touch around the net, and the power play has been effective for us, especially that top unit, and so that's a positive. When you've got a power play that's operating at like that 33% kind of clip there, it's it's a big part of team success is if we can score on those power plays. And I think we could have had a good chance to get another one in the third there. We had some really good looks, also working the play down low with Luch, and but yeah, so I think power play has been a consistent for us all through point, and yeah, so I think they need to continue producing and being effective, and then more production 5-on-5.
You did get 5-on-5 goal in the second to regain the lead. Thomas Belzile, a great pass from behind the net, like a no-look backhander to Anthony Yu in front, and he was ready and waiting for it. And first off, take us through that goal, but also, I think Thomas Belzile, playing on the wing for the first time today, probably had one of his best games since joining this Kings team, and he seemed to fit really well on that line with Anthony Lucarelli and Anthony Yu.
Hey, we've talked about secondary scoring a lot, and I think Belzile's a guy that came onto our team with a lot of skill. He kind of joined not too long ago, and took him a few games to get his feet under him and get figure out get used to the league and that kind of stuff. And but his last game of the showcase kind of carried over into tonight, and I liked him on the wing there with Luch and Yui, and a lot of skill, very good awareness on the ice. I think he could be we talk about secondary scoring. I think he could be a big part of that. He could be another guy that can come in and contribute. Got a nice goal in the last game of the showcase, and then today, like, that's a pretty high level play. He's kind of picked up a loose puck behind the net, and he did the shoulder check. He knew Yui was kind of trailing in behind, slipped that pass behind the back to Yui, and Yui made no mistake. Nice quick release and beat the goaltender. But I think he's a guy that is from game to game, from week to week. He's been getting better. He's trending upward. I think he could be an asset for us this year.
So you take a 2-1 lead into the third, and we already discussed this third period a little bit, but end of the third period, you're on a 5-minute penalty kill with just over 5 minutes to go. Now this Kings team, to be able to pick up a point, probably you needed to kill that penalty, and you do kill that penalty. And Salmon Arm didn't get really a whiff of a scoring chance on that long power play. And coming up at a crucial time in the game, you must be very proud with the way the PK stepped up.
Yeah, I was very happy with our effort on the penalty kill. Obviously, we don't want to be taking a penalty like that at the end of the game, and but yeah, our guys stepped up and earned us that 1 point and the opportunity to go into overtime. So yeah, definitely. Our effort there on the penalty kill, like you said, we didn't let them get established. When they did get established, we were very structured. We had good sticks. So yeah, good effort on the kill.
And then the one thing after that penalty kill, now you look at that portion of the game, you're tied 2-2, just over 5 minutes left. It's 24 seconds left when it's all said and done. But I felt like there was really no momentum change after that PK. You think at that moment it would go in favor of this Kings team, but everybody's demeanor kind of stayed the same, and it didn't really give the boost that it probably should have. Do you feel the same way down there on the ice?
It's tough. I get what you're saying. Like, I felt like that kill gave our bench a ton of life. The guys were, really fired up from the effort there on the penalty kill, and but then again, we only had 30 seconds of 5-on-5 at the tail end of the game. And we got some pressure there in the O zone, but yeah, and then we shift to 3-on-3, and it just kind of changes the momentum a little bit. But I didn't get to see too much 3-on-3. What was it, a minute and a half in?
I can't remember, but it was pretty early on. Yeah. Well, then overtime, 3 shots for Salmon Arm. You don't really get any puck possession. I've seen this in my time, over the years with the Kings of just, an OT where the other team, where the Kings can't possess the puck, and the other team kind of scores early on in overtime. I think you give credit to Salmon Arm for controlling an OT like the way they did. But what were your thoughts on overtime there?
Yeah, it's tough. I need to kind of watch it on video again, but we kind of had a pile there in the corner, and guy comes out and sort of gets a shot on net, and I don't know if, I have to take a look at it again. It wasn't like a highlight reel goal or a guy that got behind our defenders. It was sort of just like a broken play and kind of a loose puck, and just kind of a guy got a shot on net, and I don't know. I think I'd have to look at it again for sure.
Well, then in net tonight for the Kings was Trezor Watton, who made his first start at home, and 3 games for him so far. Still looking for his first win, but I think he's played very solid in all 3 of his games so far. Again, very good tonight. 29 saves for him on 32 shots. He's going to want to have that OT goal back. That. How pleased are you with the way Trezor has kind of played in his first 3 games so far this year?
Yeah, I mean, especially like coming off the shelf. I think Coquitlam was his first game back there, and I think he went Coquitlam and then he got Penn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like he's a big part of our team, and you know he missed an extensive amount of time getting his reads, getting his timing, getting his confidence back. It all seems to be heading in the right direction, and you know, I really like our goaltending for our team, not just him, but like our 3 goaltenders. We've got a lot of confidence in those guys. So, but yeah, I think it's really important for us if we're going to write this, you know, get things going here as far as the results, that, you know, we get Trezor going, and it seems like he's kind of getting into his groove a little bit.
So now your focus turns to the Trail Smoke Eaters next Friday. You've now lost 5 in a row, but 3 of them have been by 1 goal. The other one was by 2 to Penticton. So again, you know, we've mentioned you're right there. You know, now you go against a Trail Smoke Eaters team that's kind of been pretty hot of late, especially on the offensive side of things. You know, what's kind of the game plan going into this week of practice as you get set for not only Trail but 3 games next weekend against Victoria and Alberni as well?
Yeah, we've had a lot of travel too, as you're well aware.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think it's this is going to be a good work week. We've been on the road a lot. This is going to be a good opportunity for us to clip some video, go over things with guys one-on-one, and get prepared. It's going to be 3-3, so you know, we're going to, you know, be looking at our competition and ways that we can execute against those guys. But I think it's going to be a bit of a, I don't want to say luxury, but it's going to be good to have, you know, a little bit of consistency in our practices. You know, get 4 or 5 good ice times in, some video, you know, sort of reflect on the positives and sort of, you know, address some of the areas of our game we can improve, and then onwards and upwards. You know, I think like we're really close. I think, like you said, I think it's 4 out of the last 5 or 1 goal games. We've had leads in some of them. You know, our play has been, I mean, I liked our last 2 periods against Prince George. Generated a lot of offense, a lot of shots. There's things to draw from each of these games, and we're close. And so it's a matter of, you know, putting it all together, getting the results, building on that, you know, stringing together some victories here, and getting back, you know, working our way up the standings.
Yeah, well, we hope the next game the Kings can start to put the pieces of the puzzle all together as they take on the Trail Smoke Eaters from the HAP. 7 o'clock puck drop. Get your tickets online at tickets.powderriverkings.com. Dwight, again, thank you very much for your time, and we'll talk to you again on Friday.
You bet. Thanks for having me.